Welcome everyone to Future Challenges Leaders, and I'm super happy and proud to be here with Peter Pardeike, a true master of motion graphics design and music, a combination that actually is rarely to find. And Peter is in this business for 20 years and more, so I'm super excited to hear his opinion about the future of design and music. And to start with, Pete, if I may call you that, we live in the digital modern era now, and the environment for creatives in general has dramatically changed. Software eats the world, and we now see the emergence of machine learning. Some people even speak of AI systems. What is your take on generative design in this light of all that tech in the cloud available at the fingertips for almost everyone?
Yes, I think it's a very special opportunity as a designer, and I see it from two perspectives. First of all, every technology always changes the possibility as a designer how to create visual, sound, whatever, or products. So the technology behind artificial intelligence will influence the way how a designer works. The tools will be different. The systems, whatever, the power of machines will be just much more better. So therefore I see a lot of things happening in this way, but I see also a big responsibility in the case of that a designer designers should actually work on the process how humans interact with artificial intelligence.
Why is it so important to take care of that specific interface between man and machine in this case?
Because that's the human way, and interaction has to be created, designed so that humans can interact with the machine. If programmers will build interfaces, they will build it maybe just in a way only programmer understands it. And designers are the specialists who can create this bridge between, let's say, normal people, which just want to use the product, and the guys who programmed, designed it, or the engineers, whoever. So that's a very important part. And with artificial intelligence, I think it will happen that the common interface, like we know it, like a phone or a steering wheel or a website, it will just disappear because we actually have something which is more or less seems to be human, but still needs to be defined. So this is actually something where designers should take their part on it.
Another interesting aspect of what you just said is the disappearance of interfaces, of design. So what will be left? How will humans actually interact in this? Is it a vacuum, or what will we find there?
No, it's actually not really right to say that the interface is disappearing, because it's always some sort of interface. Even we have now an interface, it's between you and me. So there's always something in between. But it will be more, it will be not such a concrete stuff or technology like we used to have now, because if we interact with a machine via telephone, just by voice, we don't know if it's a machine or if it's a human. So there's actually the point, what kind of interface do we put in? Is it necessary to tell the people, hello, you are speaking to a machine? That's the first question we have to solve. And then, if not, how maybe is still there's interaction? Maybe if the machine is not answering correctly, whatever. This is just part where you have to really think about carefully what's happening in all cases, in all directions, so that the human, which maybe just wants to use in service, is not getting lost or getting distracted by something which he doesn't know or he seems to be strange. And that's actually where designers are very good at, to say, okay, this is the point where we have to build in new ways of, kind of imaginary interfaces, but they're still there. Okay. But you don't see them, but you feel them. But you only feel, okay, this worked very, very well. And this is actually where design, in my opinion, happening.
We quickly have to make sure that this guy actually isn't a machine, right? So may I touch you? He still feels human.
I'll give my best.
I can tell. So, dear friends, as this guy is really highly in demand and you can hardly get hold of him, I can't help myself but ask one extra question, which is about the year 2035. So let's jump into the future and look back at this phase that we are in right now with all these emergent technologies, especially this AI phenomenon. What will have changed at this intersection between design and music and many other like creative disciplines? Any idea spontaneously what crosses your mind?
I think it will be a very, very big difference to nowadays. If you look at the last 20 years with the evolution or maybe even revolution of technology, especially in the creative field like music, design, animation. 20 years ago you needed a very big studio or a very big computer to create design and music, the other way around. And nowadays you can just put your iPhone up in the underground or train, or if you don't drive the car yourself, you just do it wherever you want to, and you can create high quality content, music, animations in real time, and this is just a total game changer even nowadays. And with machine learning, artificial intelligence, I think in the next 20 years this will be totally different from the point we are now. There are already algorithms creating music. I'm not satisfied, not at all at the moment, but it's just the beginning. So we will see a lot of things happening there. And this will put the power to create something into the hands of people which maybe will never have the possibility to learn how to create music or to animate stuff, which is maybe just a very, very good point. So it's just like even more democratizing the way people can create content. And I think this might be a very, very good or very big influence in the future.
I don't know about you, but I'm all excited, goose pimples actually, because that is kind of a trait that leads to what I'd call the augmented human. More superpowers for everyone, not just being able to stay in touch with people all over the world as we do it today with messengers, but also creative superpowers to come up with any idea like in real time, in the palm of your hand or somewhere invisible in between.
Whatever.
Extremely exciting times, my friends, and I thank you so much for having shared your knowledge. And well, talk to him if you need like the best design, including music. And we're also happy to facilitate. This table is at the Grid Bar in Cologne, a place that you should also visit. And for now, thank you and goodbye. And
thank you for having me here. Thank you for the interview.